going on? It's your man Mal C219 TV Chief for Life Midwest Connection. This one right here, life insurance is a must, and GoFundMe is not life insurance. But I want to tap in with you. This definitely was a Midwest Connection subject, man. Shout to all my sons out there that got love for their mothers. You feel what I'm saying? And shout to, you can't really say shout to the black community because this one right here, there's people around. We'll just get right to it, man. The charges was dropped on the mother and her 14-year-old son. Son laid the man to rest and put hands on his mother, man. You know what I'm saying? So what y'all think about this? You know what I'm saying? We'll let y'all see what they say about it. And y'all just drop something in the comments, man. This right here, this is a wild situation, man. This is a wild situation.
Breaking news this afternoon, prosecutors dropped murder charges against a mother and her 14-year-old son. The teen was accused of shooting and killing a man who got into a fight with his mom at a restaurant. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ben Bradley.
I'm Jackie Bang in for Lourdes Duarte. Prosecutors say new evidence changed their minds.
Julian Cruz is live outside the Cook County Jail now with the latest. Yeah. Julian?
Well, Ben and Jackie, in a surprise announcement, prosecutors dropping the first-degree murder charges and other offenses after reviewing the evidence, which includes store surveillance video and cell phone video. Family members, supporters, and community leaders over the weekend making the argument for self-defense. Carlisha Hood bypassing reporters outside the Cook County Jail as she steps into a waiting car. The 35-year-old and her 14-year-old son, who's been at a juvenile detention center, freed from custody today. Based upon our continued review, prosecutors say, and in light of emerging evidence today, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office has moved to dismiss the charges against Carlisha Hood and her 14-year-old son.
Now, that right there, it seemed like to me, that was just a call of common sense. First, they tried to say that, she had the gun legally, some type of way you can get a legal gun in Illinois, but she had the gun legally. So, hey, she called us saying, mind you, now they say the little dude, he wasn't a little gangbanger. They say he had been in The Chi, the movie, the series The Chi. He was acting, he was talented, doing good in school, so he wasn't a little, but he was with his mother, you see the last name. Hood, so obviously, but whatever the altercation was, because I heard the altercation where the dude was telling her just get her food, woo, 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 they was back and forth, then he just put his hands on. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, now, that's the problem. The fact that you think you can just put your hands on somebody, let alone somebody's mom. And in that moment, it's somebody's mother, girlfriend. And what's crazy, though, dude, he wasn't even, you ain't thinking she might be with a man. A man could be in the car. You just went in. That's what's crazy. Drop something in the comments and tell me what you think about that. The fact that my man just took off on her. He didn't care who she was with, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And if he was strapped, it didn't go his way, man.
After Hood and her unnamed 14-year-old son were arrested and charged last week with murdering a restaurant patron at Maxwell Express Restaurant at 116.
The Maxwell Potions and the Jewtown Potions is fire, you know what I'm saying? So those are the spots people go to late night. That's South, but Maxwell's is fire, but it wasn't worth that, though.
Then Halstead. Store surveillance video shows Hood getting into a fierce argument with 32-year-old Jeremy Brown. Hood texting her son for help. Witnesses describing how Brown started punching her. And at the very moment, Hood's son steps into the doorway, according to witnesses.
See, he stepped in there with the slides on, looking at the door. Now, in that moment, just think, in that moment, you step in there, somebody hitting on your mother. He thinking probably like, man, I probably can't whoop him, but you finna stop hitting my mother. Period. Right? Anybody I know, you definitely ain't finna hit my mom in my presence. And if it was a grown man, they probably would have whooped him first, then shot. I know some mamas would have probably whooped him, but hey, The fact is, everybody know, majority of cases, woman can't whoop the man. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that restraint. But for this dude to take off, then that's what he doing. There's some guys out there, unfortunately, that's how they handle their women, man. But not on this day. Junior wasn't going. He said, yo, man, I'm finna do something. You see, he's standing in the door with the slides on, so he definitely wasn't finna do no fight. Because when she was texting, they say, I guess when they was arguing, she was texting. So she probably was like, yo, come in here, this dude in here talking crazy, woo, woo, woo. And it's just, kudos to her for having her boy built up like that. Or whoever he around his circle that got him built up like that to protect mom and protect family at all costs. So you can't do nothing but respect that. And I'm sure they looked at that in the self-defense situation. Him being 14, what would a 14-year-old kid do? What would you do? You standing in the door right there, somebody putting hands on your mother.
14-year-old reaching into his pocket for a gun and opening fire. At last week's bond hearing, prosecutors revealing that the 14-year-old was ordered by his mother to keep shooting as an already wounded Brown staggered out into the parking lot. Authorities later declaring the 32-year-old dead.
Hey, and they say on top of that,
but of course it was her 14-year-old son, according to investigators, who fired the deadly shots. At the Cook County Jail, Julian Cruz, WGN News.
Murder charges against a
what's
breaking
crazy
news
about it is this, though. What's crazy about it is this, you know what I'm saying? If a police chase somebody down and shoot them, so that the fact they even tried to bring charges to the situation. And then what's crazy, they say she was like finna shoot somebody else. She said some dude was in there laughing. So this is how mass murders and shootings happen. She said some dude was laughing. The son had enough sense to she was trying to get the gun from the son and shoot somebody that was laughing at her getting hit. That just show you how I be. Y'all that stood around, watched the woman get whooped. And we can't, we got to do better as a community, man. For people to be standing around, but that go both ways. People don't know what's going on. People probably thinking maybe she with somebody finna come in here, woo, woo, woo. So it's one of them things. Everybody don't react to something that quick, but they was probably tripping like, damn, did he just hit her? But at the same time, somebody could have intervened that like, yo, bro, but hey, man, it to each his own. Everybody run their program, they run their programs. Everybody got somebody to go home to. But in that regard, man, shout to her son for holding it down. So what y'all think, man? Should them charges have been dropped? And was the son in the right for protecting his mom? I think he was. That really, if you don't, hey, it is what it is. But obviously, the judge, them after after everybody kind of said, the public of opinion changed their mind. There ain't too many people that's gonna let somebody. Ain't too many people, man, that's gonna let somebody shoot their mom. I mean, beat their mom up in their presence, and it's a gun in the area. Hey, man, so, y'all drop something in the comments. Cheese for life, man. Like I say, think twice while you out here. We just drop a little something on your head. The latest topics and trends, man. We just want you to think about something. It's just a life lesson right here. You know what I'm saying? But build your kids up, man. Build your kids up. Build your kids up to protect theirs, to protect mine. Because at the same time, they got to be soldiers out here. Men, the young boys, firstborns, and hey, they the protectors of the family. And the fact that he seen men standing around to come into that door, and he see men and people standing around watching his mother get whooped, that's more reason and more anger for him to blast. So it's deeper than what y'all think. You walk in and see your mom get whooped, what you gonna do? I'm sure a majority of y'all on here would probably follow the same suit, man. Y'all let me know what you think about that. Drop something in the comments, man. Chief for Life 219 TV, Midwest Connected, man. Protect.